All right, Griz Nation, we are back. This is the Fight on Montana podcast. We are here with a great episode. But first, wanted just to let you know to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple, Spotify. You can find that anywhere. Also, a great thing is if you don't like to just hear our voices, you can visualize and see us on YouTube with the Fans Nations YouTube channel. We are there. There's a whole lot of content out there from different schools. So the FCS Fans Nations YouTube channel, definitely subscribe to that. And if you're just looking for a different university, different anything, they have volleyball in there too as well. So go check that out as well. Some great podcasts over that way too. So, but let's get to the episode. We have a offensive line commit from the University of Montana, Austin Buehler. No, Buehler. Sorry. See, I always mess it up. It doesn't matter how many times I actually say it. I always mess it up, man. It's horrible. So, Austin, thank you for coming on, man, and kind of introducing yourself to Griz Nation. We appreciate your time and can't wait to see you dressed in the maroon and silver, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know Luke. Luke is a former Grizzly. Unlike me, I'm just a couch potato and a fan. He actually has actual sports in him. And so, yeah, they're just the three amigos tonight. So
glad to have you on here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Austin, let's just start out just by give us a little background about yourself. You know, where did you grow up and just about you, man.
So I was born in Billings, but I moved to Helena pretty young age, and I've been here ever since and loving it here.
Nice. I'm originally from Billings as well, right outside Billings and Laurel. So know where you're coming from, man.
Yeah.
So, what was it like, growing up in the Helena area, and what was your introduction to sports, man?
Well, made some friends pretty quick when I moved here, and then I guess I started some flag football, and then quickly moved on to the small fry here in Helena, and that was my first introduction to real football.
That's cool.
You know, what other currently, other sports that you play? What other sports do you play?
So I play basketball in the winter, and I'm in track right now.
Oh, awesome! What do you do in track?
Just shot and disc this year.
Okay.
So how are you doing in shot? I used to throw shot as well. Just curious.
I'm 11th in the state right now.
Oh, nice. That's not bad. That's pretty dang good.
Yeah, and then I'm like 16th in disc.
Very cool.
That's awesome, man. So, are there any hobbies or talents that you do outside of football?
I really like fishing and hunting.
Okay. Nothing, can't go wrong with that, man.
That's a good Montana answer.
Yep.
So any other like talents that maybe that people might not know about you?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, not any that I can think of that are crazy.
You're not like an opera singer or anything like that.
I can be in my truck when nobody else is around.
Exactly, man. Oh, that's awesome. So did you always want to play college football, if you didn't, when did that start?
I always had it like in the back of my mind when I was younger, but when I got to my sophomore season in high school, that's when I really realized this is what I wanted to do in college. So I started working toward.
Okay.
Did you go to the camps and stuff then at the University of Montana as well?
Yeah, I did.
How were those?
I really enjoyed the big man camp. It's lots of fun, and the student coaches were really interactive as well as the actual coaches.
Oh, very cool.
Nice, man. So, position wise, what other positions have you played, and are you kind of locked in at O line?
So I'm locked in at O line right now, So in high school this year, I played both sides of the ball. I played tackle mainly, and then a little bit of guard. And then I played defensive tackle on the other side of the ball.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I was watching some of your highlight tapes, and got some nice pancake blocks and stuff. You do a good job getting other guys' pads and putting them down. So
Yeah. It's the most satisfying part.
right.
So what, as a athlete, and almost a college athlete, the little kids that see you playing football, what kind of advice would you give those younger athletes that are going to be seeing you doing this here shortly?
If it's your goal, then make sure you focus on that and keep working towards it, because it's not easy.
Yeah, definitely. Any times where you've had to kind of go through the hardships, anything like that, man, that you've had to go through?
My junior year, I severely hyperextended my knee playing
Ooh.
Butte, and I missed I think 2 games.
Wow.
And yeah, so that was a rough patch.
Only 2 games. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was on crutches for a week, and then started reconditioning it the next week, and I was back.
To be young.
So I'm just curious, did Coach Germer recruit you then?
So he started recruiting me like right at the end of my junior season.
Okay.
And then all the way up until this summer.
How's that connection?
I really like him. He really made me feel at home, and I really felt a connection every time he came to the Capitol or I went to UM. Really had that connection with him, so it was nice to talk to him.
So, what was your recruitment like, man? It's not being an athlete. It's kind of something that, man, that would have been kind of cool to have, people trying to get you to come play for them and have this attention and stuff like that. But, what was your recruitment like, and what were some of the schools that were kind of looking at you?
I guess it really started with Tech and Carroll, right in the middle of my junior season. And then the Cats started inviting me to junior day. And then so I went to that, and then they both started targeting me pretty hard during the summer. And then Eastern Washington came in with them.
Okay.
Then, so that was my main ones.
So I got a question, because I knew from the start, I went to, different recruiting trips and stuff, but I always wanted to play for the Griz. So I'm just curious, are you a Griz fan? Did you always want to play for them, or, you kind of there?
A couple years ago, I was really looking at the Cats, because that's where a lot of my other teammates were looking.
Sure.
Everybody was big Cats fans, and they were the most heavy ones recruiting me for a while. So I was kind of wanting to go there, and then I just the Griz started coming for me, and I really just fell in love with the place and the coaches. So
that's great. Well, we're glad
you for me.
We're glad you chose the right school. So.
Absolutely.
So, if not mistaken, you have 2 parents that are two former Grizzlies, right?
Yep.
Your dad played on the defensive side of the ball, and your mom is in the Hall of Fame, Montana High School Hall of Fame, and played for Lady Griz. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. How was that? How is having 2 parents that kind of went to University of Montana? Was that awkward? Kind of. Did you ever feel pressure of, hey, I have to go here, or how was that process that you? Because as a parent, I'm a parent, that you want what's best for your kid, and I'm 100% sure that your parents are probably like that, but it's kind of a hard area to kind of maneuver around as well.
So they always supported me in the schools that I wanted to look at and the camps I wanted to go to, and they always told me, go to the one that makes you feel like you belong. But I think deep down they wanted it to be UM, and they were pretty excited when I chose it.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
When did your dad play?
I think his first season was 94.
Okay.
So he was a sophomore when they won the 95 national championship.
I was going to say, I was trying to think, and I was like, I recognize the last name that you say that. I was like, okay, I'm thinking that's probably that 94, 95. So he would have graduated 97, 98 probably.
Yeah, around there.
Cool.
So, what's one like growing up in Montana, the Big Sky probably really well. What is the team that you are looking forward to playing this next year, this next college career, man?
Definitely the Cats. That's just the atmosphere, and I just want to beat them.
Yeah, there you go. You passed that question passed, right?
Yeah.
We did forget one thing. I did want to congratulate you on winning the state championship this last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Beating my Sentinel Spartans. So congratulations.
Thank you.
How was that like? What was that? Was that something that you wanted to accomplish as a kid, man?
Yeah, that especially this year, all of our summer workouts leading up to the season, that was our goal because our team was a majority of seniors and we just wanted to finish on top, so we did.
That's awesome. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I had a follow-up question on that. Is Billy Cockhill still coaching for you guys?
No, he retired when Eric graduated.
Oh, okay.
We have a new OC.
Gotcha. Okay. He was our OC when I was there at the University of Montana. So
yeah, I've heard some stories.
Yeah, right.
So you chose University of Montana. What made you choose them over the abundance of other offers that you could have gone with?
Well, the facilities were awesome and they really made me feel like at home, and all the players and the coaches were just super great, especially when I was around them, and it was just the close option to my family too. So that put it over the top.
Well, just a follow-up to that, having two parents that are alums, and you probably growing up a Griz fan, do you remember, have you ever as a kid went to a Griz game, or do you remember your first Griz game?
I went to quite a few. I think the one I remember the most was it was a game right on my birthday. It was a little cold and snowy, but it was awesome. I was like 12.
Okay. Do you know which one that was?
I think it might have been Cat Griz, now that I think of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite games.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Did you get to be on the sidelines for any games this year or anything like that?
Before the games, yeah.
Very cool. Like multiple games or just one? Or
I think I made all the home games except for a couple.
Oh, cool. So, yeah, so you got to walk down to the tunnel and stuff then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun. Just wait till next year. It is one of the best moments in college football, getting to run out of that tunnel.
So, Austin, since your season is done and you're doing the you play basketball and now you're in track, what are some things that you're going to be doing here after track that is done, or what are you doing right now to kind of further you along into your next part of your career in college? What are you doing?
Well, obviously they're sending me some workouts right now, so I'm doing all those. And then my weight training teacher at Capital, she's got some CrossFit stuff that I'm doing, just gets me in some better shape and muscular conditioning. So that stuff's good.
Okay. Are they wanting you to gain weight or what's that look like?
Obviously I got to come in heavier. They didn't put down a specified weight, but I'm trying to put on some weight before I get there.
Are you going to go to Missoula this summer to join summer workouts and stuff, or are you spending the summer in Helena? Or
I'm spending the summer in Helena, but I'll be driving down a few weeks on like Wednesday to participate in some of the morning workouts and the player-led practices.
Yeah, because it's really not that far to get to Missoula from Helena. So
Yeah.
Nice. So what keeps you kind of striving to better yourself and better your craft, man?
Well, just like it's the competition of the job. You got to be the best they have if you want to play. So I'm just trying to get to that spot so I can play as soon as I can.
Nice. Like you said earlier, in high school, you played both sides of the ball. You played tackle and guard, and then also nose tackle, I believe you said. What's your favorite side of the ball, man?
I like offense. I like the pancake blocks. I got to be honest; those are my favorite.
I would say when I saw you doing that on film, I could tell you enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable.
Nice. One thing that I always like to ask commits is, what are you most looking forward to this next year playing for the Griz?
I'm really looking forward to like that step up from high school ball to college ball. It's a whole different animal, and I'm pretty excited to get ready for it.
Awesome.
Say, I see one of your teammates is actually coming with you. Is that pretty exciting that you're having an actual teammate that's also committed to the Griz?
Yeah, I was super excited when he committed. We've been buddies for a long time, and so it's pretty cool that he's coming with me.
That's awesome. I don't suppose they're going to room you together, are they?
No, we our parents didn't want us to room together. They wanted us to find somebody we didn't know as well.
I gotcha. I get it.
Do you know who your roommate's going to be, or do they already have that lined out for you?
Yeah, I'm rooming with Cameron Guernsey from Butte.
Oh, okay. Nice. Being, an offensive lineman, in the trenches, that's one of the most important positions on the field. What would you think makes a great offensive lineman?
Like really the first part that comes with is the footwork. You got to have the footwork down because it's quick, small steps. And if you get them wrong, you could miss your block or go the wrong direction. And then you mess up the whole play.
Yeah. Do you feel like you need to work on a certain kind of skill or a certain technique, or what are some of the things that you think you need to get better at?
Definitely, my pass block could definitely use some work, especially when they cut to the inside. Not a lot of kids in high school cut to the inside on me, so I didn't have as much practice with that. So got to work on that.
Okay.
Well, the good thing is you're going to get a ton of work coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, as an offensive lineman, do you feel like you need to have a quick mindset of like changing your kind of mindset, or is that something that you think of, or is that something that's not really in your mindset right now?
Yeah, I think it's important because you gotta learn all of your steps correctly, and then even like in games, if you mess up once, you gotta like wipe that from your memory so it doesn't affect your play later on.
Yeah. On to the next one, right? So.
Yep.
How do you usually get ready for a game? Like, what do you have a certain kind of routine that you like to follow? Do you kind of like believe in the superstitions where you're like, hey, I'm only wearing red that next day, or anything that you have to eat, or what's going down, man?
So before every home game, there's a restaurant here called Stefano's that have some really good sandwiches, and I ate there for lunch before every home game with my dad. And then I'd come to our locker room, get my ankles taped, and then we'd have a speaker down there. I'd listen to some music, And then, so I have a cutoff that I wore every game, never washed it during the season.
It's not that same one you're wearing, is it?
No, I guess it was technically a crop top. Me and the guard next to me, we each had a crop top that we wore that
Very
had like
cool.
a stupid old line saying on it. So we never washed them, wore them every game. Like even on the cold games, we just put them over our long sleeves. And then when we got to Vigilante, we'd sit down in that locker room in a dark room with the lights off and just sit there in the quiet, think about what we had to do.
Very cool.
What was if you can tell us, if not, that's fine. What was the saying on the shirt, man?
Mine was 6-pack coming soon.
I love it.
That's awesome. What was the food that you had to give Stefano's? Did you say?
Yep.
What was the go-to that you always had to have, man?
Oh, I'd get let's see. It was like a 6-inch a white bread with ham, bacon, and pepperoni with lettuce, pickles, and their special sauce. And then I get 2 pizza roll-ups with it.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Sounds like a darn good sandwich.
Yeah. I don't know how you'd move like after eating that. I'd be like, I need a nap.
Somehow I did it, and
Oh man,
guess it paid off.
yeah. Gosh, man, that's awesome to be young again.
now that you ate that every day and won the state championship, you should go back there and they should name that sandwich after you.
Exactly. That would be awesome. Or get some NIL. That it could be one of your NILs.
There's an NIL deal
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, how what is your you go from that to favorite food. What's some favorite food that you like, man?
Yeah, I say burgers are probably my favorite.
Okay.
Nice, good burger. I like steak. Chicken Alfredo. Obviously,
Nice.
pizza, that kind of
It's like-
stuff.
As a former lineman, there's not much food that we don't like.
Yeah, exactly. Just about anything you put in front of me.
Right.
Exactly, man.
A seafood diet, seafood and eat it.
You're gonna get to know that well as they're trying to put weight on. Just eat it. Just keep eating, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not nailed down. Eat it.
You talked about getting ready for a game. Is there any kind of music that you had to listen to, like any go-to music that you had to listen?
Oh, my first song every time was Whiskey Glasses by Morgan Wallen.
There you go.
And then a lot of Five Finger Death Punch and Metallica and AC/DC after that.
Nice.
Yeah, Metallica always worked for me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Sorry. I know who has been that person. You probably have 2 great role models in your parents, but who has been that great influential person in your life, man, that has helped you?
My O-line coach, Jim Hogan, he's coaching at Carroll right now too. So he'd have us come to 6 a.m.s during the school year. We'd do that, and then he'd have to go to Carroll's practice, and then he'd come back for our practice. So,
Oh, wow.
And then he'd work with me even after practice if I needed it, and he really got me with my form, my stance, and all of that. So he's a big help to the player I am today.
Wow.
That's awesome. He sounds like
Yeah.
a great man and a great coach.
So he coached at Carroll and at your high school, huh?
Yeah, he's still doing that.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Does he drink a lot of coffee?
He does, and he's on the his sleep schedule's crazy. I'll get texts from him at like 4 a.m. during the season, telling me to look at some play on film.
Wow.
Dang.
Sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, he was really dedicated to us.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, how has sorry, I lost my thought process here. Going into next year, man, what are your expectations and your goals that you want to accomplish?
I'd just like to do my best to get stronger, bigger, and faster, just so I can. Because I think I'll probably redshirt next year, but I'd just like to put myself in the best position possible to play as early on as I can.
Yeah.
One thing that's got to be exciting is the new redshirt rule where you could possibly play in 4 games. I think that's awesome that they have that now, so that a guy like yourself, if you are redshirt, you get out there and get that experience. Possibly.
Yeah, I'd love that. That would be that'd be really. I think that'd really help me move along too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get some in-game experience as a younger player.
Sorry, man. my throat is like going in and out. So if I like feel like I'm going through puberty again, I'm all right. It's just this weird cold that I got. But what drives you as a person and as a football player?
I just want to be the best at what I do. So, like, I'll watch O-line videos and highlights from like Trent Williams just to like see if there's stuff I can improve on in my own form and how I play. And
Very cool.
like, just like around like helping my dad, just trying to help him out so he doesn't have to do as much work. Just do my best to do that kind of stuff.
Nice, man. I think you were able to get 2 stars. Your ranking of 2 stars. How was that process, and did that feel weird, or was it an awesome feeling of being able to, hey, say I'm a 2-star player? What was that process like?
To be completely honest, I had no idea I got moved to a 2-star until like probably 3 weeks after, when one of my buddies was looking at 24/7 and saw that, and he told me. I was a little surprised, but
hey, that's cool.
I was not looking at that.
That's awesome, man. So, one thing that I always like to see is where do you hope to see yourself in like 7 years, man? What's that look like?
Definitely graduated from college, but my goal right now is, if I'm going to play college football, I may as well do my best to try and go pro.
There you go.
Because if I'm going to be college, then there's no reason why I shouldn't try and get to that point too.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And if you want to win a couple national championships in 7 years, I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, obviously that's the goal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I said it's weird. I said 7 years, but I'm like, okay, you got your red shirt, you've got your different kind of shirts, that you could possibly have, that no one, really stays in college for 4 years anymore. So
yeah,
you can't really just say 4 now. It's kind of weird.
Well, 7's a good number because that can be after college too. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Do you have anything else, Luke?
I've got one question. Since your folks are both former Griz, you already know the fight song?
I know the fight song pretty well. I don't know the whole thing, but I know the majority of it.
Well, that's good. You got a head start then.
Yeah.
So what is that like? What, Luke? What goes on to learn that? Is that something that you had to kind of say in front of the team, or what?
Well, I'm not going to say too much, but
yes,
you need to know the fight song. And I was fortunate, like Austin, I knew most of it, so I had a head start going in and helped some of my other freshman brethren learn it, because you need to know it. So that's all I'll say, is you need to know it.
Awesome, man. So with the recruiting players that have committed, do you guys talk? Do you guys chat? Do you text? Do you guys do Zoom or anything like that?
Yeah, I text a lot of the guys, like especially in Montana, who committed. Talk with a lot of those guys.
Nice,
very cool. I do have another question, I guess. Are you playing in the East-West Shrine game?
I am.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome, man.
When is that this year?
I believe it's June 8th,
Okay.
I think.
And is it in Great Falls still, or?
No, it's in Butte this year.
Very cool.
That's awesome, man. That's a great accomplishment in itself. You know, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
You know, I always thought that they should have, like, you know, I think that in basketball they do like the crossover between Montana and Wyoming. Like that would be kind of a
Well,
cool thing too for
they
like
used to
football.
have when one like probably 10 years ago there was one of my coaches who was in high school and they used to have a Montana Dakotas one.
Yep, they
Oh,
used to
okay.
have that where we'd play North Dakota.
Yeah.
But I think you know, one of those things. I think COVID maybe stopped it and they never started it again. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. It could have ended before that, but that used to be a thing.
Huh. That'd been cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, Luke, do you have anything else? I'm all out of questions.
I don't. I'm really pumped that Austin, you chose the University of Montana over the neighbors, especially, and look forward to watching you out there in maroon and silver.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be heading there.
Yeah, thank you, Austin, for your time. I can't thank you enough for you introducing yourself to Griz Nation, and can't wait to see you play, man.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll check you later, man.
All right,
Go
thank
Griz.
you.